Can I request our panelists to come on the stage? Dr. Debabrata Nayak, Mr. Prakash Tripathi, Dr. Pallab Ganguly, Mr. Abhijit Chatterjee, Mr. Rishikesh Kumar Singh. So many of you know each other. Still then, many of audience, they want to know about your one line of introduction. If I can start with from Dr. Nayak.
Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Debabrata Nayak, representing PwC. I am currently handling the end-to-end cyber security of all the PwC operations. So that is my short introduction.
Thank you. Mr. Prakash.
Hi, myself Prakash Tripathi. So I am the Senior Vice President IT from Shyam team. So basically it's a C-strong talk show, so we can start now.
Thank you. And Dr. Pallab.
So, Ganguly, I'm the chairman of IEEE Communication Society and also in CISO role in a big power society.
Mr. Abhijit.
Evening everyone. My name is Abhijit. I look after technology as well as corporate communication for a company established in Kolkata called Lifesciences. We are part of a larger entity called Chatterjee. I've been with them for the last 5 years now.
Thank you. Mr. Rishikesh.
Good evening everyone. So, myself Rishikesh Singh. I lead the IT and digital function for textile business of Grasim Aditya Birla Group. So mainly we are in the manufacturing domain, but probably can say that it's not about only manufacturing, we are in the retail and e-commerce also. Thank you.
Wonderful. So let me introduce about the topic, the connecting physical and digital world. So when we talk about the digital and physical world, we find that Internet of Things plays a very key role. So that which revolutionizes the intersection of physical and digital systems. So digital innovation across industries, beyond connecting devices, IoT empowers business to optimize operations and enhance customer experiences and creates a new revenue systems. So however, success depends on cross-functional collaboration, infrastructure readiness, and a culture of continuous innovation. As IoT adopts growth, security, data governance, and ethical deployment must return at the forefront. So back on that, we have made certain questions. So let me get the response from the speakers. To start with Dr. Debu, how is your organization currently leveraging IoT?
Thank you, everybody. So let me start in a different way. What exactly started in the recently it's called as ABC. A means everywhere you go they talk about artificial intelligence. B means they talk about broadband, which is mobile broadband. C means they talk about either cyber security or cloud computing. But thanks Deepak, you have added another dimension called as D, means we are talking about digital to physical systems. If you talk in that connotation, you will find out what exactly happening in Indian context. In India also we are talking ABC. What India is talking about, A means, A stands for Atmanirbhar Bharat. We need to be self-reliant. We need to understand where exactly we have to focus and how actually we have to perform. B means it is the BharatNet. We have to go each and every panchayat and taluka to connect the unconnected people. So that is our next observation, how actually we are proceeding. C means what our Honorable Prime Minister has told, Comm, make in India. So that is the paradigm shift, what exactly India is talking and what exactly the global front is talking. If you talk about the IoT devices, it is almost touching to 19.2 billion devices. If 19.2 billion devices in 2025 connected to each other, you have to understand how they are performing. Every household you have to go, they are connecting with 5 to 6 devices. Suppose I come out from my home, I switch on my, let's say, refrigerator. When I reach my office, I switch on or off based on how my milk is, whether it has been heated or cold. Similarly, I run my washing machine. The moment I put my clothes, I come out, and after certain time I will understand whether it is operating or not. So I can go on giving lot of examples which actually we are giving advice to the lot of organizations which are taking care of the IoT devices connected each other. But giving one real life example, I am coming from Delhi to Mumbai. A gentleman was sitting near to me, was little bit old. So what happened in the meantime, we are coming to a flight called as Indigo flights. I think all of you might have traveled in Indigo flights. What happened, Indigo flight, the pilot, you can see the pilot come and go inside the flight. The pilot came out, in the meantime the flight goes toss. The flight was going up and down. The person who was sitting, he was looking like this. Then I asked him what happened. He is telling, look, so the pilot has come out, now what will happen to the flight? Then I explained him, there are million IoT devices, sensors are there. They will sense all this data, and then there will be, the co-pilot will take the action and it will be take the necessary action. Then he asked me how this data will be analyzed. Then I said, it is based on the AI. When he had AI, he said that is the crash happened in AI. He thought about it is Air India. So then he was still looking at, in the meantime the pilot came, the pilot went into the cockpit, and then the flight gets stable. He asked me, what exactly you are doing? I told I am currently working in a multinational company. He told, no, that I do not want. What is your qualification? I say I am a PhD from IIT Bombay. That is, he told, that is the wrong. Because you all IITian, you send the machines which is in the cloud, which is running in lot of IoT devices, and it is, you see, I was chanting Hanuman mantra. Because of that, the flight gets stable. And the pilot came and he made the stable. So, Deepak, how many IoT devices we have to connect? Human intervention or the pilot which is coming and connected each other is most important.
Yes.
Then that is what actually required in the near future.
Wonderful.
So I will come back to the next
Yes,
question.
wonderful.
This is my introduction.
Let's hear from Prakash. He has got, you must have different context. Can you share your experience?
So first I say is like everybody say about the AI. So here VI is there, VARINDIA, organize the platform for the IoT. So I start with the point like when Nokia start making a phone, their tagline is connecting people. Same with the IoT, connecting devices. Now connecting devices is not from its start in 2010, 2012, 2020. It started from very long. Now people understand. वो एक मैं आजकल देखता हूँ कि रील पे हर आदमी ज्योतिषी बन गया है. So same like everybody says कि IoT अरे डेटा पहले भी था. But the thing is the quality of data, quantity of data, it's depend. How we can use the quality data, how we can quantify that data. So everybody says कि in manufacturing, I'm coming from the manufacturing industry. So what happened? Everybody saying कि भाई we need a data to perform this sort of activities. But how? So first they have to understand using the IoT technology, normal sensor, everybody know like heat sensor, humidity sensor, this sensor, that sensor. But what are they use? In an organization, they never think how we can use the data which coming from the SCADA, the data coming from the rolling mill, furnace. Because based on that IoT devices data, we can plan for the next level of product. We can focus on the predictive maintenance. So it's a very good thing, but depend on the quality of the data, quantity of the data, and how you can use the data. So वो हो गया कि आपने एक मुझे मर्सिडीज ने बोला कि भाई आप 50 लाख 1 करोड़ का कार आप ले लो 25 लाख में. प्रॉब्लम इज दैट कि मेरा गराज तो यार मारुति 800 रखने का है, मैं करूँगा क्या मर्सिडीज? So thing is that IoT is going to use within 2-3 years. It's going to use by the industry, but in the proper format, proper technology partner required, proper case studies required. Otherwise, every industry using the IoT. Sensor सभी use कर रहे हैं, humidity सभी use कर रहे हैं, fog सभी use कर रहे हैं, fire सभी use कर रहे हैं. So what new with the IoT? So I think it will take time. Like AI. अभी हम चाय पी रहे थे, उसमें भी AI था. I will discuss with Amlan sir कि AI is a word. Everybody using AI. राइस में AI है, रोटी में AI है, जितने OEM है सब AI सेल कर रहे हैं. But what are the case? If I ask OEM, can you give me the case study where I can use the AI? So they says no sir, right now we don't have a case study. You tell me, based on that I can customize your platform. So the thing is that as a IT manager, as a CIO, as an operations head, we have to understand how AI is going to give the ROI based on our process, our product. So we have to think on that directions.
So now I'll move to Mr. Rishikesh.
Thank you, Deepak. So good to come in after Prakash because he is from also manufacturing industry and I am also from manufacturing. So I can relate something on that. So just to tell you that if you talk about IoT and all that sensor-based technology, it is since last 10 years, I think that more than that also. But we as a manufacturing industry, we are using this since last 3-4 years. And recently, 1 month back, I had a meeting with my operation head and he told me that Rishikesh, we need some data and we want to do something like that. Exactly, tell me what sort of data you want. To see my expenses getting haywire on the mainly on the electricity front. So right now I'm giving some of the electricity feed to many of the equipments and it is getting haywire. Like right now this month is 20 kilowatt power and next month it is getting 30 and in the next month it is coming 50 and I don't know where it has to be, so we need to start on that. So I told that, no, it's very simple, we will put some sensor and we'll get you the data. Well, no, we don't want that type of it. Just be specific on that what sort of sensor you are going to put, where you want to put and what sort of data we will be getting. And with that data, what we will be doing, what I will be understanding with that data. So because right now also I am sending my people there, manually we are getting that data. That's not an issue, but what sort of analytics you will be building on that. And what will be the helping I will be getting on that part. So with that only we had a discussion with some of the vendors. I think that some of the partners are there in this forum also, they have presented. We are in the discussion with them. And mainly the case is like that only, that we will be building such sort of environment for them where they can understand that what sort of data they are getting and what will be that data doing for them, so that they can have a financial benefit out of it. It's not like that, lagado sensor, we will get that data and we will say that we are IoT certified.
Wonderful. Good. Great example. So let's now hear from Abhijit. He has got a versatile experience by working for the PSG group.
So I come from a life sciences industry.
Please, if you can take mic a little further here. Yeah.
I come from a life sciences industry. Unlike manufacturing, what we have just heard, you can hear from the utility segment as well, ours is a little different. So we run several equipments, or rather instruments, inside our framework. And some of the frameworks or the instruments that we actually use, they produce quite a significant amount of data. The ingestion process goes and impacts in the chain, the entire supply chain, multiple areas. Unfortunately, a lot of these instruments, they have different types of data, different formats of the data varies, right? We also lot of compliance and regulatory implications inside our organization. So yes, we are consuming instrument data, to say the least. We use tools also which actually translate that into common format. So there is a particular technology which we use. We have a sister concern called TCG Digital, and we have a data analytics tool over there. That tool basically ingests the data that we actually produce and provides certain analytics based on that. Now, we have a division called analytical. Now, what happens from devices like NMR, UPLC machines and stuff like that, HPLCs, this is where we try to extract the data, right? These basically the molecules that we work on, the compounds that we are working on. These things, when it goes to an analytical department, that's where all these instruments belongs, you study the results of the compound, the reactions of the compound, based on the peaks and the yield percentage, right? Now, obviously, with those parameters, a lot of significant amount of data that gets generated when it goes to UPLC, HPLC, or even in an NMR, right? Now, you link that with the output that you have, right? So, there's a tool called TerraScience where basically takes a different format of data, once it ingests it and then translates it into a single format, which then goes into it. There is a LIMS tool also, which is known as Lab Information Management Tools, and we also have an MES tools. So various types of tool that I talk about sort of takes in various types of inputs and gives and sort of throws various types of outputs, which again is required completely from a scientific point of view. So, unlike the rest of the peers sitting over in the podium, our requirement of data ingestion from the IoT devices directly gets linked to the scientific discovery process. And a very critical element is over there. That element is known as CFR 21 Part 11. And what it means by that, it is required by FDA. So that means what I do with this data is create traceability matrix. So when you consume simple stuff like Proceed, Calpol, right? You have like Calpol, which have, let's say, 650 milligrams of paracetamol, right? If you take that and you put it into a measuring scale, I can guarantee it will not be 650 milligrams, it will be a lot more than that, right? Now, you also see something in a medicine called batch number. Now, what's that for? And half of the people we just don't seem to understand, and you keep seeing that the guy in the compounder who writes the prescriptions to you, or the sells the medicine to you, writes a batch number. So batch number is the way I can actually trace the med right to the raw material supplier. And we fall in that line, right? Because we are the one who are actually doing the drug discovery process. So any of these elements that we design, or we extract, even the machines that we use, this is where the IoT data comes into play, that creates the traceability matrix to assure in the discovery process, in the supply chain process, I can assure the safety and the sanctity of the medicine that ultimately is produced by a big pharma. That's basically where our IoT application comes in.
Wonderful, Abhijit. So now I have a next question, like what factors matter most when selected IoT technologies or partners? So I will again start with Abhijit. I think we'll take 1 minute for explaining the response. That's great. Thank you.
So I think I've explained some of it already to you. One of the first things that we look at very quickly is CFR Part 21.11. That is very, very critical. We also look at EU GMP compliance. So any vendors that we deal with, anything that we do, must touch upon that before you sort of feed into your MES or the LIMS system. So that's very critical. We have plans to ingest it into SAP at some point of time. Now, one other really important thing when you are choosing a partner or a product is basically setting the boundaries between OT and IT. Both have different control sets. For those who want to dabble in it, you can look at IEC 62443 norms, which basically defines the protocols and the standards. You can set up practical, this is very, very critical because if you're doing connectivity between IT and OT, setting conduits and guardrails is very critical. So do segmentations and zones. We we follow a list privilege access matrix through which we can sort of quantify and define who gets to access what and how. You can also look at, and we are also looking into it ourselves, which is known as basically zero client endpoints. And by what I mean by that, they're basically no storage and no OS, right? Now this basically guarantees one-on-one air-gapped access between your IT to OT and vice versa. And very important thing also you need to remember that if your connectivity is one-way traffic, so there will be no inbound traffic inside the OT system, and that secures the OT system to a large extent because security and patch availability is still quite limited in the OT systems like PLC and the bioreactors or the HPLC, UPLC that we have. One of the other things you must probably consider is over-the-air update. So that's basically sort of helps you not get involved in the machine directly and you don't have to get into it. And the last part I will talk about is interoperability of the devices. One of the things which we have looked into the machines that we sort of handle is it's basically a protocol. It's OPC UA protocol, and we do. This is basically required for the connectivity layers the layers of connectivity that you are trying to establish with your LIMS or the MES system. And that's pretty much it. And just look into the SLAs that you are working with the partners. That's also will define the guardrails.
Thank you. So now move to Mr. Pallab Ganguly. What is your top advice for securing IoT systems?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I think many people at the back, they don't know the funny story of them. So can you call them?
Can you request everyone standing on the back? I know that they are doing a great networking. If they can do silence networking, would be great.
No, this is a very, very funny story for everyone.
Yeah, it is. He can fetch you some dollars.
Exactly.
It's a humble request. Please come. Thank you.
Securing IoT devices, right?
Yes.
Dr. Sahu?
Yes.
So I tell you a funny story. So this is from the context, not context of IEEE ComSoc, but from a power utility perspective. I am sure around 50 to 60% of the crowd are having quality power from Calcutta electric supply, right? So you are our, fortunately or unfortunately, our consumers, and consumer is God. Now the funny story is that securing IoT devices. So you know, many of you may be having smart meters at your home. Unfortunately, with the PMO's guideline, Indian Smart Grid Mission, which was to held in 2027, unfortunately has gone down to 2030. So what is the reason behind it? Atmanirbhar Bharat. So what is the main reason behind it? The reason is that when people have gone to some places in central Calcutta near Saurabh's house and said, "कहाँ से आए हो आप?" "मैं आया हूँ इलेक्ट्रिक सप्लाई से." "क्या करने आए हो?" "ये मीटर चेंज करना है." "क्या करोगे भैया?" "ये तो नॉर्मल मीटर है, हम लोग स्मार्ट मीटर लगाएंगे." तो जूता खोल लिया and said, "जूता से मारूंगा, स्मार्ट मीटर लगाओगे, चोरी पकड़ोगे, इधर उधर करके बिल बढ़ा दोगे." So the tariff would rise like anything, and if they do any pilferage with respect to loss control, that will not be controlled at all. So this is the fear in the typical middle class morality, where Bernard Shaw had said in Pygmalion that I care for humanity and life, and you are a part of it that has come into my way and been built into my house. What more can you or anyone ask? The same way, if a power utility asks a particular consumer, so वो बोल रहे हैं कि जूता खोल के मारेंगे. So this is the present scenario in a third world country like India, that you want to secure the IoT devices, at the same time you want to put that particular smart meter as IoT devices into your household. So this is a tragic thing. The other way around of it, another insight of securing IoT devices, I tell you, there is a very, very famous protocol. I am sure if Arindam is here, Omlan is there, my long-time friend. They have been researching in the AI field. They have been researching with IoT, IIoT devices, industrial IoTs, but they also could not find a solution. The solution of a MQTT protocol. People are saying, I have a secure MQTT. Okay, you have a secure MQTT, but do you have a secured IoT device which follows that particular protocol? Secured MQTT means a total encrypted things. Nothing from your smart meter, your home area network would go to the cloud. Again, we are saying connecting the physical world with the digital world. So the physical part, you have the on-prem system, but the digital world is not yet ready because you cannot have an industrial control system or distributed control system in power plant as a digital platform. There you have a strict regulation from the Central Electricity Authority, or you have the CA regulation 2024 which says that you cannot connect OT with IT. At the same time, your managing director, your sector head is asking you, I don't want to listen anything, I want a proper dashboarding of how much generation we are doing, how much distribution we are doing, how much transmission we are doing. So this is the important juncture of the securing these IoT devices, and these are the lapses, these are the nuances which we have learned.
Wonderful, wonderful. So now we move to the next question. Which IoT use case has been most impactful in your sector? I will start with Dr. Debu. It will be 1 minute for all. Thank you.
So basically you will find out I come out from a telecom background. So if we use a lot of IoT devices in telecom, we are doing the fleet management, which is a very good use case. You can figure out where exactly your warehouse, where exactly it is going, how you are managing the fleets. So this is in telecom scenario, it is very difficult to track all the things which has been kept in the warehouse and which has been very, very transit in motion. So we have like morning you have seen we have 4G devices, we have connected each other, now we are traveled to 5G. The moment you 5G, you will find out there are a lot of connection will be happen, and these connected devices will be depends on a lot of IoT devices. So connecting 5G with IoT devices is an integral part of the story that will build in the next generation. So that will create a huge amount of revenue generation for the telcos. Currently, if you see all our telcos, the return of investment is very less. The moment the IoT devices will be connected to the telco environments, the example I am giving is, let's say, all your vehicles. Your vehicles are running, we don't have any telemetry systems embedded in your vehicles. The moment eSIM will come, this will be connected to your vehicles and the vehicle connected to your 5G systems. So that will bring a huge amount of revenue of interest that will comes to the telecom environment, and the operators will get huge amount of revenue. So that is one big use case which is coming. So similarly in case of healthcare, in case of fleet management, there are many use cases are coming in the IoT scenario.
Wonderful. So now we will move to Prakash.
So for IoT, the best use case is the predictive maintenance. Okay. Because with the help of IoT data, we can understand the machine downtime, how we can use the machines. Apart from that, I give one example with the IoT data points. Like everybody use the ATM machines. Okay, so ATM machine is one of the unique features where your bank related informations come from the internet. But all the currency related informations, if you go with the currency, in a currency, lot of sensors required. Magnetic sensor, fluorescence sensor, UV sensor, thickness sensor, lot of sensor data. But these data never transfer from ATM machine to bank via internet. These information is stored in the ATM machines for checking the counterfeit. So this is we are discussing IoT nowadays, but from all the currency sorting machines using IoT with internet, without internet from last 10 years. So they are using the typically like algorithms, using those data in algorithms to fine tune how to predict the counterfeiting, how to predict the ATM fit machine, how to predict the soil nodes, different type of nodes. So I think it's still in other industry it's going to move. Now people are adopting, like in a manufacturing, we are focusing on the predictive maintenance data for the IoT.
Wonderful. Now we'll move to Mr. Dr. Pallab.
Yeah. So most impactful, I think, IoT from the IEEE perspective is the smart city designing. I have been working with the P2784 Smart Technology Guide. That's a standard going to come up soon from the IEEE global community. So there we have been working for the smart city design. Okay. So there we have looked upon that the most impactful thing would be the governance risk compliance part. Means how it is most impactful. The most impactful is that because the most important thing for any urban citizen to become a smart citizen is to have national security, national economy, public health and public safety. These are the four important pillars of any smart citizen living in an urban society. So for that, the best simulator, because everybody is saying, oh, Michigan has become a smart city, Australia, smart city, Singapore, smart city, Australia, every country has become, they are having cities, all smart cities. I have been to one or two, Singapore, Bangkok, I went, I met the MEA, and I found that it is a smart city, I won't say. It's a ready city, but not smart city. I'm giving you the proper reason. Why they are saying it is smart city? Because they have some problems solved. Suppose you have 100 problems of a smart city and they have solved 40 problems. They are saying it is a smart city. But they are smart city ready. Why? They have worked with the e-waste system. They have worked with the smart lighting system, which are easy to do. Okay. But tough things, the transport system is a heavy on the due diligence part, governance risk compliance part, and the maintenance part, operation and maintenance. So at the same time, we found that the governance risk and compliance part was missing because that is a manual system. If we can make it IoT ready with the help of a smart intelligent part, because you cannot simulate a smart city in a lab environment. You need to have at least a 2,500 or 3,000 square feet urban park converted into a smart intelligent park, having some facilities, maybe not 40%, maybe 80% thing you can simulate of a smart city and see how you can have the total impact. This is from the smart city perspective. Another perspective, since I come from a power utility, your expectation is okay. Just 1 second. Just 1 minute I will take. That is from a power utility perspective. The most important is the IoT integration part, which already my beloved friend Abhijit has touched upon. Just to tell you, merely having a firewall will never solve your problem in an OT industry. You need to have a proper IoT integration through an optical fiber cable connected between two devices. One will be a blue zone device towards your OT part, and one is a red zone device that will be in your IT part. Both the devices will be kept in the same premises through an optical fiber cable. Protocol reconstruction, only OT protocol can traverse, no TCP/IP, no packet capturing algorithm can work, only a optical fiber connectivity, and you cannot have a man in the middle attack. So these type of things are most impactful for a power industry.
Wonderful. I'll move on to Mr. Abhijit.
All right, before I start, so what Pallab just said, if anybody is looking for a non-TCP/IP 100% air gap solution, please call me. So I'll give you a solution. I'll be very brief. So I told you we are a research organization. So we do chemistry research here. We have animal lab facility and we have a biology facility. Now, we have reagents, PKPD, cell tissues, etc. moving between chemistry to analytical to biology. Now, what happens during the transition process is a lot of these compounds that we actually talk about, they suffer from temperature excursions or light or shocks, right? Now, if the transition process, it gets damaged, ultimately, the entire process, there is a relearn. Or sometimes, if you don't notice it, then it will actually impact your traceability, which I just explained to you a while ago, right? So it's a very, very critical step for us. Now, so far we have dabbled into some instruments and stuff like that that we have handled, and we took the data from, and culminated the data, and we tried to do some analytics with that. But something which we are now really looking at, and this is more from the scientific point of view, is use instruments and be able to track this movement and be able to control the supply chain process long term. So we use a tool called Sensitech Telltale GeoX. Is a device which basically has certain sensory sensors, rather I should say, and it maintains certain things, let's say from minus 95 degrees to a certain scale of temperature. It controls light exposure, and what it does, it takes this entire data during the transition or the movement process and sends it to a database or some kind of a dashboard, right? So the scientists or the group lead or a team lead should be able to assess when it goes from the chemistry lab to, let's say, biology or to chemistry to the transition process, whether it's maintaining the minimum marker which is required, and the traceability matrix and the GMP compliance, UGMP compliance 11, all those things that we need to do as per FDA is verifiable and traceable. So this is something which we are doing.
It's a very highly technical thing. Hey, we move to Rishikesh.
So, you want me to give some non-technical thing?
In 1 minute.
I'll give that. So quality checking, you know that every product has to go into that. So right now, my fabric quality checking is done on almost 10 to 12 machines are there, and every machine has 2 people. And there is a 2 meter width is that. Fabric will be displayed, and in a minute they will be checking almost 7 to 8 meters of fabric. Pushing up the button, and then they will physically see that if there any defect is there. Oh, defect is like this. Then there are 30 to 35 defects we have already given them. They will write somewhere that, oh, this is 22 number defect. And then there are, you can say that if that defect is 1 pointer or 2 pointer or 3 pointer or 4 pointer. 4 pointer means there are multiple defects like that. So we thought of doing some kind of analysis on that. So right now what we are doing, we have put it some high-end camera, high-resolution camera of that machines. That camera clicks the picture, and we have already taught the NLM that, see, if you get such kind of pictures, it will get into that type of defects. So now what we are getting into that the moment that defect captures is happening, the next set of people, the next set of quality checkers get that pictures, and they are doing, oh yes, this can be passed and this can be passed. So these are happening through technology intervention, though it's not 100% you can say that on the technology, but it is almost 80% on the technology part, giving that camera sensors and reading that camera pictures, video analytics, you can say that, and putting our some real life examples into that. So with that, with the help of that, we are leveraging this IoT kind of thing, you can say that, and we are getting a very good benefit on that part.
So to summarize the things, the whole panelists they gave the whole perspective on segment. In that perspective, to if I talked about the theme connecting the physical digital world, how do you summarize in one sentence? To start with one sentence.
Before going to that, I'll just take 1 minute. So I have seen an excellent presentation given on face-off by one of the gentlemen. He was so passionate. If you see what exactly he was addressing the deepfake images, right? Where the deepfake images has come, it has come from our ancestor mythology. If you see, it is in the Meghnad fighting with Lakshman. Meghnad created a lot of deepfake images. Who has identified these images? It was a Lakshman who has identified all these images. So we have been detected this technology long ago. When I gave this presented at United Nations in Geneva, I told it is the India who has really created and identified the deepfake images long back. So I was very much happy the person who was giving the presentation, he was so excited that FESOP is doing all these things. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand to that company. So before that, I just want to take another half second. Today morning I woke up, I was seeing the CNN. What is happening? Your Trump is calling all the technology CEO to give a presentation what exactly happening in USA. So they are explaining everything, how the technology should be safe in the near future. But what a coincidence. Deepak is calling all the technologies today to give the idea. So give a big hand to Deepak also. So that means you have to see, he is not a student. In the morning he told he is a student when he started. He is a super teacher which is bringing all the students and giving the output to the audience like you. So big hand to you. Thank you.
बस एक लाइन. So दीपक जी तो आ गए थे, प्रकाश नहीं आता तो काम नहीं होता. So the thing is that it's not related to connected devices. In future, it's connected trust. So IoT, I believe in the future, it's connected trust.
In one sentence you said. Though I don't know how many words would be there, but the most, but you haven't said that. Anyway, so the point. जो भी है, तो actually I would see in this manner, taking a cue from Dr. Nayak, the same old story of Arjuna and Krishna. So Krishna is always a replica, giving ideas to Arjuna. Arjuna is performing physically, and digitally Krishna is there. You just think in this manner. Okay, so Arjuna is performing with the bow and arrow, but who is there? There is Krishna. You are saying from the epics. The same thing you can illustrate physically of devices over here, and they would work in such manner so that at any point of time, any disruption, the disappear kind of infrastructure could be achieved through the digital.
Thank you.
Cancer is a cell tissue concern which can kill a patient. Connectivity between OT and IT is nothing but a connection tissue. So just like how you nurture and protect yourself from autoimmune disease like cancer, take proper care and nurture the connectivity between OT and IT, because OT is still in its primary stage, in a nascent stage without much protection. So unless you take care to protect that connection tissue, you may face challenges like cancer in the future.
Stuff, but again, simply you can say that now these days data converting into the diseases, not more than that right now in our industry, if you talk about it. So all the decisions now is among this data and technology and everything. So now no decisions will be made without that.
Thank you very much. So thank you very much.